Hey guys, what is going on? It's Simon here from Get Into Crypto, and I just wanted to bring you a quick update for the price of Bitcoin, because I'm hearing a lot of very negative and very bearish comments, just on social media, but also on YouTube. I mean, so-called experts, people with big crypto channels, are sort of calling this a bear market, or calling for lower prices. And I just really want to give my views on the price of Bitcoin, the current state of the market, and what I think is going on. So yeah, stay tuned to get my thoughts. So obviously we'd seen this consolidation close to the highs back in March and April time, and obviously in hindsight this was distribution, as we actually saw a markdown in the price, and then we've come into this sideways range here, kind of between 30 and 40,000. And I think for me, if we actually look at the time we spent up in this area, we're looking around about sort of 80, call it 82 days, but between the high here and then the actual breakdown. And what I'm seeing here is actually an accumulation range. So if we look at what for me is the selling climax, and if we just actually go across to a similar length of time, 82 days is actually when I think this pattern will resolve itself and will actually start to get a breakout, and I'm expecting that to come to the upside. So what you got to remember is that Bitcoin is a highly unregulated market at the moment, and it is open to manipulation. And I'm not one of these people that's going to start sort of screaming and saying how bad and evil and awful these manipulators are, because the prices get sort of pushed up and extended to the upside, and they get extended to the downside, and that's exactly what we've seen here. We've seen prices really get extended to the upside. We've seen this distribution, and then we've actually seen prices for me get overextended to the downside, and we're now seeing accumulation. So yeah, so you've just got to put your head into the mind of a whale, really. If a whale in this market knows that they can sell their Bitcoin at around the above 60K, and they can accumulate, drive the price down because the market's over leveraged in one direction, and then accumulate at around 30K, then they're doubling their number of Bitcoin here by selling 60 and buying 30, and that's exactly what they've done, and they've known they can push the price down because the market's been over leveraged. People have got overexcited, and people have been leveraging themselves in the Bitcoin market. I mean, the Bitcoin market is leveraged unlike no other, and that goes for all of cryptos, where there's multiple exchanges offering 100x. Some exchanges even offering 125x. It's just absolutely crazy. But when you've got that number of people that are highly leveraged, of course the market's going to come and take those people out, and that's exactly what we've seen. So you have people that were buying in here on leverage. The price has come down. They've been forced to liquidate. So what you actually see here is forced selling. This is people that are bought on leverage that are actually forced to get out of the market, and that's actually taken us down to a level that I actually think it's overextended to the upside, and then it's overextended to the downside. And obviously we've seen an increase in volatility in this cycle compared to the last cycle, when a lot of people are coming out and saying actually volatility should drop. And this is the reason why. Is because we got so much leverage in the market, and then we've actually got big institutional players coming into the space that have the ability to actually push the market, push the price around, and actually liquidate those leverage traders. So what I'm seeing right now is this accumulation zone. So whales are accumulating here. We've got all of the on-chain metrics supporting that in terms of Bitcoin leaving exchanges, The growth in the space in terms of new wallet addresses is just growing exponentially week on week. Obviously, one of the main catalysts for this sell-off was actually the fall in the hash rate, and obviously the clampdown in China. Well, a lot of these miners are relocating primarily to North America, Canada, but also neighboring Kazakhstan, because they've got very low electricity costs there, and we're actually seeing the hash rate now start to pick up and turn back upwards over the last couple of readings over the last couple of weeks. So right now, the market is in a recovery. In terms of my opinion, we had a lot of FUD. We had the Elon Musk stuff. We've now got the grayscale unlock in a couple of days' time, and obviously there's been loads of FUD surrounding that. People expecting that this unlock will happen and it will just dump the price. I mean, it's just absolute nonsense. That's what it is. It's complete and utter nonsense. It doesn't mean anything. It's just not relevant. But it's been made out to be this big event. Why is it being made out to be this big event? Because they want to suppress prices. That's exactly why. So what we're seeing right now is a coordinated suppression in the price of Bitcoin, just like we saw a coordinated pump in the price of Bitcoin back in the early part of the year. And you can best believe when these when these institutions have finished their accumulation, we're going to see a resumption of this uptrend. And I personally think, just based on what we saw in the distribution, I personally think we're gonna come up here over the next sort of couple of weeks, back to retest 40,000 level. I think we'll then sort of come down to retest this ascending trend line I've drawn in here, and then we'll be off basically in the next part, the latter part of the year, to come and test new all-time highs. So yeah, that was it really. I just wanted to give a quick update on what's going on. I mean, I hear all the calls for 20k. I hear all the bearish views, bearish analysis. My response is, I just don't think these people really know what they're talking about. I honestly don't. I think a lot of these people that are bearish right now are very, very new to the market. They don't understand the market. If they think that this is a bear market, basically, the market has dipped. It hasn't made a higher low yet. It's currently putting in, it hasn't made a lower high yet, should I say. It's currently putting in a higher low from where we've been previously. Volatility starting to drop down, and I'd expect us to see some sort of extension in this volatility as we actually break up out of this consolidation, which I strongly feel will be to the upside. I think in terms of, like, if we do shake out and try and flush these lows, then in terms of the downside, I think the lowest we'll get to will be around 27,000. I think that's possible only due to flush out all of the stops under this level, hit some sell limit orders, and that'll basically be liquidity for institutions to really fill up. I think once that flush is complete, I will be super bullish to seeing an up move fairly rapidly from there. But we might not get it. I'm just talking about possibilities here. And anything is possible. But I think that is one scenario, that we come down to around 27k, flush out this level, hit a liquidity point, and then drive up higher. The alternative is that we start to turn around a bit sooner without seeing that flush, and then we actually go back on our way up. But yeah, they're my they're my thoughts really. I just think there's so much nonsense out there right now, and people are panicking. People are only looking at this these last couple of months, and they're panicking. And obviously, when you zoom out, when you actually go out on a longer term chart, I mean, we've got the monthly here on a log scale. You know, we can see what what Bitcoin is and what Bitcoin's been doing. I mean, you know, this makes it really clear for us where we are, and what I think that we're seeing right now is something similar to what we saw in 2013, where we had this very fast run up. We topped out in April, we came back down, we bottomed sort of around about July, and then we resumed, and we just exploded over the latter half of the year. And I honestly think we're going to see something similar. I think you know, our low is in, or either in or very close to being in. We might actually come down and tag this 20-month EMA, 21 week EMA here, and then I think we will explode higher. But coming back down and sort of basing on these EMAs on the monthly is not, you know, after the run we've seen, is not bearish for me. For me, this is just not the time to panic. It's not a bear market. So yeah, they're my thoughts. I'm gonna leave it on that note, and yeah, I'll try and get back and do an update again in a week or two's time. And yeah, obviously I want to provide what sort of support and you know, guidance I can to crypto investors through what is, you know, a fairly uncertain time, especially if you're new. But yeah, please do hit the like, subscribe, obviously help support the channel, and I'll speak to you again soon.